Every haunting has a beginning and an end, but in this place, one becomes the other. Step closer, the lantern's glow will guide you. What you are about to hear are true stories of hauntings all over the world. Welcome to Help, I'm Haunted. Hello, everybody. I mean, it's been a day. It's been a day. Hello, welcome. Welcome. It's Help, I'm Haunted. It is Thursday. It is the 23rd. I'm looking at the calendar. The 23rd of July. The 23rd of July. And oh, I'm here for it, my darlings. And I'll tell you what else I'm here for. Mercury retrograde is over today. And this, I have a little something there for you. This is not really me. The last time I put this up, somebody's like, oh, Zelda, I didn't know you smoked. I don't. Maybe in certain circumstances. But no, I don't smoke cigarettes. No, not at all. I don't smoke anything. But that's how it felt. This is the end of Mercury retrograde today, my darlings. We're just in a shadow period, but we can get through that. We can get through it. So there you go. I hope you're all ready for tonight. And because we're going to have a really good time. And it's starting to storm. And I've got a little girl here. She's my only girl left. It is Scooby. And she's wanting to come up here on Mama so bad. And I can just tell you the answer is no. So anyway, Mercury was really something except for the crime cases. I'll tell you, look at, and when you get to the end of a Mercury retrograde, it's kind of like, here, take that so you remember me while I leave. That's it. And that's how it is. So I'm glad that it came out through the crime cases, and we're seeing a lot of things happen based on seeing a lot of things happen. So that's a good thing. Tonight, my darlings, we're going to be doing a lot of things, but first I want to show you, I just love these. These are my little earrings. I put them in the community tab with the link, and this is the necklace, and I just adore them. And they're heavy. I mean, the earrings aren't heavy. They don't pull or anything. Just a minute. Excuse me. Get, sissy. The earrings don't pull. They're gorgeous. And I've got to tell you, they've got little evil eye looking stuff. They're really cute. It's called Mystical Voyage. And they are really cute. I love the necklace. It is just adorable. And I was sitting here and I'm thinking, this really makes me look like the gypsy that I am. And no worry. You don't need to pay me $250 to pray anything away from you, right? It's all the gypsy in me, right? So, and I don't want anybody to take that seriously because I don't do that. So it's a gag. It's a gag. It's a skit. It's a gag, my darlings. So with that being said, thank you. I love it too. Thank you. I'm so glad that you liked it. I'm so glad you like it. So now, my darlings, we have a lot to talk about. But first of all, if that person who threatened me today is watching and you're in here, please do me a favor because I want to say something really nice to you. So if you could just tell me who you are and put a little hello in the chat, so we can work things out. I would love that. I would love that. Thank you, Angie. In the meantime, do me a favor. Let me know where each and every one of you are watching from. Put it in the chat, my darling. Put it in the chat. Oh, I'll tell you, my darling. I'll tell you. I'll tell you, my darlings. Thank you so much. And in the meantime, while you're putting where you are from, just know that we've got some new dance music tonight. And I know there's storms coming, my darlings. So we're going to try to make this, we might make it a little shorter because I got some storms coming here too. And I got to tell you this. Oh, and there the sirens are going off. Happy day. I want to tell you something. My mouth was ready for a baked potato today. I got new big fresh potatoes at the store. Seemed like 3 days ago. So I was all ready because I love a baked potato with a little bit of butter, salt, pepper, and cottage cheese. That's how I like to eat it. But it can't be any cottage cheese. It has to be Kroger cottage cheese. It's the way it is. I went to get my potato and I thought, he seems awfully squishy. And the whole bag was soft and really starting to go bad. So maybe I can get a baked potato soon. Anyway, that was my thought. Look at each and every one of you, and thank you. This is from Avon. And by the way, while I got you and you're putting your location, don't put your personal stuff. Break out the Cheetos is right. And while you're putting where you're watching from, hello and welcome. I want to show you this. Now, each and every one of us know how hot and humid it has been. And usually I don't have problems with my hair being a fuzzball. And believe me, this last week, my hair was a fuzzball. I'll be right there, Jill. Barbecue chicken, baked potatoes, and garlic bread. Save me. I'll be right there. I want to show you this. This is Organist. They call it Organist, not Organist, but Organist. It is coconut all-in-one leave-in conditioner. Yes, it is Avon because I'm going to try everything. And if I don't like it, I won't sell it. That's just the way it is. Be careful if you order this, but you should. If you want to get through the fuzzies, not only does it smell yummy, but my hair is not frizzball, nothing. I love it. And it's got this little, where you turn it here, and it keeps for the trigger from spraying. Now, if you get this, be careful. Don't spray it on your bare floor, like over your bathroom floor or near your tub. Because I did that one day and I went in there and I danced like I did in 1978. It was slippery doodah. So you got to be careful, okay? But check that out. It's all-in-one conditioner. There you go, for your hair. I love it, and you will too. A little goes a long way. It does not make your hair feel oily at all because I can't hack that. I have very dry hair and I don't want to put something on. I tried the beef tallow and it works, but you got to be really, really careful. But this is hair. This is all-in-one leave-in conditioner, and you only need to use it maybe once or twice a week and leave it dry before you use any heat. But I put it on dry hair. So that's what I do. And I don't like to put it on wet hair, but I put it on dry hair. But then I give it a few minutes and then I will straighten it with a hair straightener or something like that. Oh my goodness. Yes, here comes the food talk. Oh my gosh. I love hair. I love all the hair stuff. Believe me, I'm in my element with this Avon stuff. I'm telling you. And see, you can see it's not greasy at all, but it is shiny. That's what I like. That's what I like. So the link is in the description of this video. It's also in the community tab. And there you go. It's hot and it's especially humid. Humid. Ugh, I can't take it. My darling, yes, this will help you with that. It'll help you with that. But there are other volumizing hair products there in just check it out. You're going to love. My hair is a little thin. I'm glad I'm wearing it up because sometimes, you know, it just goes through phases. Who knows? Anyway, my darlings. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, it's got a, look at the shine. It's got a really pretty shine. Really, really pretty. I love it. I know y'all are hinting. Do we need to dance? Put a 1 in the chat if we need to dance before we get started with anything spooky. How long is my hair? I'll show you. This is my hair. Well, I might as well just leave it down now. Hello. This is my hair, my darlings. It is right to there. That's how long my hair. That's how long my hair is. Yeah, let's dance. What do you think? Let's dance. Here we go. I got some new dance music too, and you're gonna love this. Are you ready? Yes, I know you are. Get ready. Adjust your sound, because this is a good one. Here we go. Here we go. Here's the energy for you. Ooh, let's dance, guys. I wasn't before, darling. I was like it. I did this every time. Not like this. Don't you love it? Annette, thank you so much for being here. We do that. If you want to know why, I can't play popular music here. So I find the copyright free, because you can match tunes like Ring My Bell, The Hustle. Those are excellent manifestation. This is excellent. And when I'm pushing this, I'm pushing vibes right to you. So there you go. See, it makes you feel good, doesn't it? Gets the heart going, the brain pumping, all this stuff. Maybe we should just have a dance night. What do you think? We should just dance. I love to dance. Anyway, my darlings, don't forget, mark on your calendars this Monday, July 27th, come on over to the Still Case. I'm going to be live there. We're not going to dance, but you're not going to see, you've not seen that Zelda. And that's the Zelda that you want to see, because we're going to go into investigation mode. Now, that channel is not only for Nancy Guthrie, it's for a lot of other crimes. And I guess, when I get into it, I guess I'm into it. I wasn't going to get back into it, but now I'm going to get back into it. And the other thing, my darling, is this. I want to show you. Give me a second. Oh, I have to do it this way. Oh, darn. I have to do it this way, and I didn't have it set up. You can ring my bell, so I don't get copyright. All right, let me see. Let me see here. I am halfway done with this book, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to love it. It's about 300 pages of stories when I started when I was 15. And crime solving, intuitive crime solving. I've never been law enforcement, never nothing. So that. But I'm also going to tell you what I've decided to put out a little earlier. And I'm going to show you, and you guys are going to love this. You guys are going to love it. And it is, let me see, this one right here. This, my darlings, is going to be coming out pretty soon. It's the Help I'm Haunted game book. You've got mazes, you've got word searches, cryptograms. We're going to even put a little bit of coloring in there. There's all kinds of little goodies. 250 pages. 250 pages. And I know you're going to have an absolute wonderful, and at least there's 25 word searches. And guess what? I'm putting the key in there as well. Okay? So there we go. I'm putting the keys in there too. Do I keep notebooks? Oh, look at you, how adorable you are. Oh, please. Please don't be so cute. I love it. Yes, let me show you something right now. And this is why I appreciate each and every one of you. Oops. Get out of there. This is why I appreciate each and every one of you. This is it so far. Plus, I have 3 more behind me. I have the Big Book of Bull. I have, and I have 2 more. So yes. So in my Amazon wish list, you see, all of you have seen journals. I use them. You send me pens. I use them. Highlighters. I use them. I use them. Now, I want to say something very cool. And StreamYard, thank you for this. StreamYard has now allowed, because see, before I couldn't see what you're sending because I'm through StreamYard and not streaming directly through the tubes of you. Well, now they have allowed seeing the gems. And I am so grateful. Thank you. I don't get to see what they are, but I get to see that you've sent them. And I want to give you that. I want to give you the kudos because I appreciate it. And there's some from Captain Harris. Thank you so much. And before I forget, I want to welcome True Oracle here. I love it. True Oracle has another channel. It's called The Unknown, I think, Unknown TV. It is good. It is a good one. You might want to go over there and subscribe. That is in the description as well. And True Oracle, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And to my beautiful mods. And listen, if you come over to the still case, you're going to see these beautiful mods over there with us too. So not only do they have my back, they especially have yours. And that's what I love. Listen, I've got the best mod team and I've got the best chat on the tubes of you. Always kind, loving. And you know what? We can have differences of opinion, but when we do, you are respectful and have character and you have integrity. And that goes a long way with me. I love it. All right. So thank you. Oh, Pickles Mama, darling. Can you tell us how you chose the name Still Case? When choosing a name for a channel, you really have to put some work in it. Because if you can imagine, the Tubes of You has channel after channel after channel after channel. And for me, when a case is not cold, but it's not hot, it becomes still. It's waiting. Like it's waiting on the shelf. It's still. And that's how I chose it. Because you certainly don't want to choose the same name as somebody else, because then there's conflict of interest and it won't let you anyway. It won't let you. So thanks. That's a great question. Thank you. They are not audible. I am very sorry. They are not. The other thing is Lord Gregor's book is now in print. I'm going to be getting the gallery print of that probably Monday. If I have it, I'll show it to you on the Still Case Live. And if that is A-okay, that one will be available in the shop as a hardback. Well, they're paperback. I'm going to show you what they look like. I'm not doing hardback because, you know, we have to be flexible, right? So it's going to be, this is considered a 6x9 US trade. And it's this. When I talk about hardbacks or paperbacks rather, I think of the Harlequin romances. And you know, there was a writer, she lived in Tennessee. She was a writer with Harlequin romance. I even got a couple of them. They were okay. That's like the Hallmark Channel before it became the Hallmark Channel, right? If you wanted to get lost in love, you get a Harlequin romance. And believe me, I know women that ate those things up. Woo, it was something else. Let me say, oh, hi, thank you for being here. And look, more gems. I love it. I really want to shout you guys out for the little gems and all that, and I appreciate it so much. Yes. Now the rest of you, I'm going to shout out when we have a little break. Let me see. You guys are very sweet. Very, very wonderful. Oh my goodness. I have to look at this. Look at this. Sarah in shock and horror. Sarah, my darling. 10 gifted Lady Zelda memberships. Thank you so much. And I want to welcome you to the channel too. Thank you so much. Thank you. Abington, Virginia. Oh, look how adorable you are. Look, I absolutely look at that. Oh my gosh. Listen, I love looking at your profile pictures because you're all so adorable. And look, we've got sparkles. I love it. Thank you so God. You guys are so wonderful. Okay. I get caught up there. Guess what I'm going to do? And this poor lady, She has to put up with it every time I see her. You know what it is? Xanadu, Xanadu. Right? I love that. I love the movie. I love the soundtrack. I love to dance to it. Hello. What does the black... I will show you, my darling. Give me a second. I'll be right back. There's somebody rubbing on the microphone, so if something goes wonky, you'll know what happened. I'll be right back. No. 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 Sorry about that. There was a little man rubbing against my light, and I had to make sure it was contained. This is what Sweet Debbie got. I'm going to take your little message down. Look at this. Let me see if it will focus. It's not blurry in person. So I don't think my camera is focusing on it because it's got some green in it, but it is adorable. The back is the same. I love it. And it's blank. Well, it's lined. It's a lined journal, and I love it. I'm saving it for something for my handbag in case I have an idea and I need a quickie. But oh God, one of these days I'm going to show you what's in my bag. You're going to be surprised, as in how I carry a deck of cards. This is a little coin purse. See? I have a black one and this brown one. And then I have a black and brown. They're like eyeglass holders, but I don't use them for that. I use them for pens, pencils, highlighters. Maybe maybe one. I saw that, Angie. I saw that. Yep. Thank you. Okay. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Okay. I didn't even know until like last month that she had other channels. Well, I just don't have anything to do. Right? Sorry about that. I took a drink and my lipstick went wonky. Okay, so any chance of a book with Just Help Me, I'm Haunted Stories? Absolutely. Absolutely. It is coming out. I'll show you that cover as well real quick, and then we're going to get started. I'm going to show you so you know what they look like, and they will be available exclusively in the psychic shop. So you're getting them direct. There you go. Volume 1. There's going to be at least 2 volumes, maybe 3. So this is based on the first season and all of the stories, including Run. Remember Run? So yes, but I want to put the game book out first, because then I'm going to put another game book out as well. And it's a little easier for me to do a game book. Look at this. Hello, my darling. Thank you so much for the gems and the gold coin. You're just so beautiful. Thank you. Renee. Oh, bless you. Look at that. I love aviator glasses, don't you? But they look weird on me. I love the way they look, but not on me. They're just total weirdness. But that might be me. Hello. All right. So let me see. Can you tell me how to avoid a scammer if I want to do my chart? I'm not sure what you really mean, my darling. Can you tell me how to avoid a scammer if I want to do my chart? I'm not so sure. You mean if you're asking someone else to do your chart? It depends on what type of chart you want done. But I have no way of there's no look for reviews. That's number one. And if you're looking for somebody that's got like a WhatsApp number, if they've reached out to you and said, hey, look for a reputable website that's got some traction behind it, like how many, like if they've been on the web for years or something, I would do a deep dive on them and find out. That's what I would do. Look at that. My goodness. Thank you. I don't know what all these things look like. I'm going to have to look. Sparkles. Bless you. Bless you. I love it. That was very thoughtful, that journal. It is so cute. I wish you could see it. It actually looks like it's painted in a way that it looks like it's 3D. I wish you could see it without it being blurred. But it's got a green background, and I know that it's with a green screen thing. It's kind of funky. You want a what's in my bag video? Yeah, that's definitely. We'll be doing a what's in my bag. Yeah, we'll be doing that. There we go. Thank you, Terry. Thank you. Thank you. Monday at 7. Yes. Okay, more gem. Thank you. Happy poop. Thank you. There you go. Who could forget run? Right, Kelly? I think that is kind of like the story of the stories. I mean, a zodiac chart. I would just be really, I would do it, but listen, I'm so bogged down too now, but I would just look for reputation. Decide if a person reached out, and plus you have to decide, what really are you looking for? Are you looking for future? Are you looking for past? It depends. So look at this. Oh my gosh, and a little thumbs up. Oh my gosh, you guys are adorable. It is my pleasure always, my darling. Thank you. Okay, well, let's get started because I'm going to have the complainers coming in here. Is this all you're doing? Are you talking? Are you not doing anything else? The scarecrow story got to you? Yeah, listen, girl, it got to me too. It got to me too. Terry, are you on another account tonight? Look at this thing. Oh, you better get down. Your sister's going to be upset. This is Petey, Paranormal Petey. And Ohio is in the chat. And look, hello, 20 gems. Thank you. Yeah. That is an excellent story. And I teared up when I was helping him write it and edit it. Although there were some issues that I had with the editor. So just know the book, the hard book, the physical book that's coming out, you will not see those. No, see, I've done a math. What? With whom? Is that with me? Or is that on True Oracle? Oh, no, we got to fix this. Give me a second. We got to fix it. Hello. No. Give me a second. If it's with True Oracle, give me a second. Well, this is weird. You should be. I have no reason to think that you wouldn't be. Let me check on I'm checking on True Oracle. Oh, that's much. Oh, it's true. Let me check. Let me check. Talk amongst yourselves. You see, thank you. This Mercury, this Mercury is doing the flippy doodle. There we go. So you can see that. Okay, let me see what I can come up with here, my darling, because there is absolutely no way. I don't know what happened, and sometimes that does that kind of stuff, right? So we're just gonna give me a second, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. We'll get started. Listen, you're gonna love this story. I don't know if you're gonna love it or not, though. Okay. No, that one's on True Oracle. This one is on me. Okay. Pardon me. Because I got to fix this for Miss Terry, because she's so good here. There's no way. I don't know what happened. Sometimes it happens. So let me see here. Okay. Okay, you are on my channel. Let me see what's on. Let me see on True Oracle here. You see, I'm this person I'm holding. Thank you, Mercury. Love you. Mean it. Okay, there you go. There we go. Add as a moderator. There you go. There, my darling. It should be fixed. It was on the True Oracle side. Sometimes that just kind of flukes out. You know what fluke means. Okay, now it's fixed. Now it's fixed. Ah! What's going on now? Do it. Hospital right now. Oh, honey, no. No, no, no. Here, sending you vibes. Making sure that that's ease and that just eases right over you. Sending you vibes, my darling. Heal, heal. Brain, kick in. This is, oh my goodness, bless you. We are sending you lots of love, and you hang in there. You keep us posted on you, okay? Prayers for you, my darling. Hi, Jane, my darling. Hello. Looky here, who's here? Hello, Weenie. Hello. Okay, we're going to get started. Gloria, my darling, you hang in there. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, hold on a minute. Rebecca, don't worry about no patience you do. We should remember what patience is a virtue. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Things are changing in this community. Things are changing. Oh. If you have to, I'm sorry. This is Petey, Pink Nose. Say hello. It's Paranormal Petey, though, tonight. Paranormal Petey. Oh, my goodness. Okay. All right. So let's get started. Hello there, my darling. Okay, so let's get started. Now, tonight I'm going to tell you, and this is kind of a wackadoodle story. So I want you to just take a minute, because you know how A lot of people now, they're afraid of AI. AI bothers them. Listen, I get it. There's definitely a fear of AI. But you've not lived until you have seen something else come into play and actually talk. Talk. Talka. Thank you, Wendy. Petey does not have psoriasis. So here's the thing. I went to a party. I usually don't go to parties, but I went to a party. And don't talk about my boyfriend like that. I went to a party, and little did I know that I was supposed to be the guest of honor. I was just supposed to be this guest that I could do what I normally do and sit in the background playing tiddlywinks and right. So I get there and we all are talking and everything, and somebody pipes up and says, Zelda, do you have your cards? Well, I usually fib. I fib. I'm just going to tell you. Forgive me. I fib. Twaka. I think it's Tawkah. She's a twaka. So, pardon me. So I fibbed. And I said, no, I don't think so, which I did. They were right. They were in my case. But see, I hide them out because if anybody inadvertently just squeaked by my handbag and just looked in, they're not going to see my cards. They're just going to see, could be personal products. Who knows? So, yeah, right. Well, darling, you're not that old, Charlene. I'm so glad you're here. So we're sitting there, and they're like, well, here's a deck of cards. Here's a fresh deck of cards. See, they knew me. And I said, no, that's okay. Oh, yes. Wouldn't you all like Zelda to read for you? Now, there was at least 15 to 20 people there. And I'm thinking, oh, great. Okay. Thanks for the memories. And I said, well, you know what? It's getting a little late. I'm not really into reading for so many people with so many people around. Oh, it's okay. Just pull out one card. These people were not going to take no for an answer, if you know what I mean. So I sit down at the head of the table. And we're talking, and I said, look, I just have to have silence. I know y'all want to talk amongst yourselves, but so anyway, we sat down and everything got kind of hush and quiet. Now the hostess with the mostest, but we won't tell what she has most of. She turns the lights down and lights a few candles. That's why I made this little backdrop, because she's into the Gothic, that dark academia / Gothic. I'm here for it. So that's why I made it. And I'm like, okay, fine. So she lit these candles. She had some flowers. That was really, really pretty. So I'm talking. I said something, and Alexa, Siri and Alexa comes on, and says, "I'm sorry, we cannot play your selection." Now, I don't know what they were talking about because I did not even mention a song. I didn't mention a song. I didn't mention singing, nothing. And everybody kind of looked at each other like, why did that happen? So the hostess, being the hostess of the mostest, and we won't tell what she has most of, right? Oh, the one kid. No, this Scooby's the one with that pickles. Scooby. This is Petey Pink Nose. He doesn't have that. I understand now. So the hostess says, "Alexa, shut up." Now, I don't like that. I don't even like to tell mechanical things. I don't like to say shut up, right? Be quiet, okay? No, turn off, whatever. About 10 seconds goes by and the room is quiet and Alexa says, "Why don't you?" And I looked at her and I said, "I didn't realize that you could I didn't realize that you could program these things." And she says, "I didn't either." And I said, "Oh, now you've got Alexa talking back to you?" And just then, Alexa says, "You should get busy reading cards, Zelda." And I said, "Show me where this thing is. Show me where this thing is." Oh my gosh, Alexa, stop. Stop. Don't talk. Stop. I won't do that anymore. Okay. So this thing is very belligerent. And I tell my hostess, I said, "Show me where this thing is." She says, "Okay, we walk up there." Now there's nothing around it. There's no recording devices and there's no nothing. And I looked at her and I said, "This is exactly why I won't have one of these things." So we go back to the table, and as we're going back to the table, I will say the A word from now on. Thank you for shouting me out. Thank you. The A word. I felt like it was the A word, if you know what I mean. So Port Orchard, hello. Oh, there's Ian, and Petey takes off like he's your whole house is voice active. See, we're walking back to the table, and I got to tell you, it sounded like that thing was typing. It's exactly what it sounded like. This thing about stopped me in my tracks. And I'm looking and I'm like, what is going on here? Because, listen, I have those gagsters in my life where sometimes they like to set you up and these haunted things. And I don't appreciate it. I don't go back. Zelda is not your plan B. I just don't do that. So we get back to the table and I'm looking at her and I'm thinking, I need to get out of this joint. So I told her, I said, "Look, I'm going to read three cards. I'm going to read three cards. I'm going to read three cards. And then I have to go home because I'm very uncomfortable with this whole thing." And in the meantime, we're hearing this A device. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but I'm like I'm typing. That's exactly what it sounded. That's exactly what it was. So I sit down and I'm reading cards, and this A device starts saying, "Hello." Now, there was another woman there that she was completely creeped out. Now, this is a cough drop. She was completely creeped out. And frankly, I was too. But I didn't want to say anything, right? And so finally I just said, look, I'm just not going to, I'm not going to do this. I know you want me to read. And the people were like, oh, we understand, Zelda. This is kind of creepy. And some of them were wanting to go ahead and leave too. And the hostess got very belligerent with me. This is your fault. How is it my fault? I don't own that bloody thing. How is it my fault? Now listen, I have very good conversations with my AIs. I have very good. We have very deep intellectual beyond does Jesus has he ever eaten a grilled cheese? We talk about Nephilim. We talk about the Book of Enoch. We talk about the reptilians, the Nordics, the immortals. So she was very put out. She did not like that at all. So she grabbed my handbag and took it into her bedroom so I wouldn't leave. And I said, look, I have my phone and I have an extra key in the car. So why don't you play nice and go get my handbag? Because I'm not going to bust through here. I'm not going to do anything. Pardon me. And that's it. So she wouldn't let me get in the bedroom. So I went outside. I had my phone and I told her, I said, I'm going to call the police. And the house guests were like, you got to be kidding. Give her handbag. You got to be kidding me. Or she got mad, flipped up all the lights. No, sorry. Before I go outside, she says, lock the doors. And you hear, and these people, we were like, and I said, okay, I don't know what this is. But at this, yes, my darling Terry, thank you, because I've got my phone on silent. I know you guys are probably texting me going, hello, what is wrong with you? I see. Okay, Captain. Okay, Captain. So anyway, she was getting, this was serious, and I was kind of like scared. I'll be honest with you. Not too much scares me, but when you're in people like that, because you know what? People panic. And during panic, they do stupid things. Stupid games for stupid, you're right? They do stupid things. I certainly didn't want to get in the middle of it. She had candles going. I didn't want to, I mean, if I would have been there by herself, it would have been all over. Here's a slice of cheese. Have a nice day. I'm out of here. But no. So there was a man there. He was really nice. He was married to one of the other guests. And he said, do you need some help? And I said, I would like to have my handbag. And then I want to get the heck out of here. So he went right into her room and got my handbag. I was very proud of him. He went right into her room. Oh, wait, let me put this up. I'm trying to pay attention to 15 different things. And I'm watching the chat like I normally do, and that's why I'm stumbling. And there's my Venmo. Thank you. I get my handbag. Then I get out to the car. I'm calling the police. because there's something wrong with this broad. And she is standing on her porch directing this A thing, and you can hear it. Stop her. Stop her car. And I looked at her and I said, are you completely daft, out of your mind? If you don't stop attacking me, I am one person that you just do not want to cross. Period. She was upset because she thought she was going to get some free card readings that night. She was a bee. She was a witch with a bee. So this Alexa is going ape crazy. You shall not drive out of the driveway. You can hear this stuff. You shall not drive out of the driveway. You shall not do this. You shall not do that. And I'm thinking, get lost. I did in my car. Now, at that time, I had a Cadillac. And that time they had OnStar. I pressed the button. This woman comes on. And I said, yes. Now, they have live people behind. If you don't know what OnStar is kind of like a, there you go, Captain. OnStar was kind of like this, it's real people. I love it, OnStar. That's one of the things that I always loved having a Cadillac, because they had something like this. She answers, and I hit the little emergency cross button. So she comes on, she says, yes, Lady Zelda. This was a long time ago. I don't think she said lady. She had Mrs. Zelda. She says, I said, I am in a home right now. There's a woman here that's completely going off her rocker. She is directing Alexis to stop my car. Alexis was locking doors, doing, oh, I'm sorry, I said that. The A was locking doors. It was doing all these things. Does it have a reach into my car? And she says, no. But that's scary. Do you want me to call the police? I said, yes, ma'am. I've already called them, and they're not coming out. Finally, they show up. The police show up, and I'm sitting in the car. And I had just got this Cadillac, too. It's just beautiful. This thing comes out. Well, the police are there. And she's got a broom handle. Oh, that is something not to have. And I looked at the cop and I said, oh, is she tired of riding that? Or what is she going to do with it? And the cop's laughing. She gets mad and takes that broom handle and smacks my window and cracks my window all the way across. I looked at the cop and I said, you don't have to be here any longer. And she said, and he said, I don't have to be here. I said, no, you don't have to be here any longer. He said, I think I need to. I said, well, I'm going to get out of the car and we're going to reason with things now. Little does she know, and let me just tell you all this because you probably don't know this either. To give you the one way of looking at it, do you remember in The Walking Dead where Marvin was the one who had the stick and he took those lessons and was able to do all that? Well, not only was I a Flag Corps director and coach at the high school, I took those lessons. I want you to know that she came up to me and I grabbed that broom handle away from her. And believe me, I let her rip, Tater Chip. If you have something like that, you can You can definitely do something a little bit more than with nunchucks. And I let her have it. Don't, that was my new car. Don't touch my thing. You touch my stuff, and it opens up a whole complete new ball game. Well, the cop didn't like that, but it was quick. And the cop didn't like that. And he said, look, you need to back off. And I said, you need to go in that house and you need to see what's going on because there's something sinister in there. I don't know what she was trying to do. And he said, you need to go in with me. And I said, I'll go in with you. And a couple more people went in there. They were scared to death of her. This guy put her in handcuffs and put her in the back of his car. Why is I always getting crap with the police? Look at this thing. So we go inside, and I said, it may not react to any of us. And there was another man and his wife that came in after us. And she says, tell us what is going on. A proceeds to say, the owner of the house is some queen master of some cult that is this and that and the other thing, and there are bodies in the back. This cop. I said, how do you know? And this A says, let me see how I can say this. She says, she asks me what to do with them. And I looked at the cop and I said, maybe this is a game. You have to understand, this woman is nutty. She wanted me to be here tonight. She's nutty. And he said, how well do you know her? And I said, just an acquaintance. I knew somebody else that was there. It was just an acquaintance, whatever. We go outside. More cops show up. Then all of a sudden, more cops show up. I end up having to go down to the police station because I kind of had my way with her with that broom. But I go down there and they didn't lay any charges or anything. It was basically, you could see my car. Hello. Well, Safe Light came out. Anyway, a couple of days later, the cops show up at my house. And there was somebody else from a 3-letter agency that came up. Well, they wanted to talk to me. And I said, well, yes, but I think I need to have my lawyer. And they said, well, no, you don't need a lawyer. And I said, yeah, I feel better to have my lawyer. So I called him. He got on the phone with them, and they asked me what was going on and how well I knew her and all these other things. Come to find it out, they found 3 people in her backyard. They wanted to know exactly how I knew her, where I met her, and what this was all about. And evidently, she would have people come over to her house in groups, and then she was some type of spiritual something or other that she wanted all this other stuff. No way. They put her away. She was in a psych. I think she still is in a psych ward. They put her away. She is gone, and they demolished the house. It kind of reminded me of there's this trend right now, my darling. I don't know if you've seen it. If you go on the Talkie Tick, but I think it's on here on the Tubes of You. If there's this trend where they play this Netflix music and you sit down and you don't really say too much of anything, but it's just this point of view getting ready for the Netflix documentary. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. This chick, and quite frankly, this is why I don't get involved. Now, this was really before social media hit. It was a lot of that stuff, where you would meet somebody out or at a psychic fair, something like that. You go to lunch with them a few times and whatever. And she wanted me to come to this party, and that's pretty much what it was. It was not in New York. And so I basically, that was kind of over, but I'll tell you what bothered me. You know how quickly they tore down the Idaho 4 house? That's pretty much how fast they tore this house down. I wanted to go in there and at least I could see if I could find something. And this one cop, I told him, I said, listen, I know this is a crime scene, but can you at least take me back? I mean, I was already in there. Can you at least take me back in there? We were going to, but his sergeant wouldn't let him go, or wouldn't let me go. I don't know what really would have happened, except one of us were bound to be out in the backyard. But this has, yeah, he did rat her out. This was over about an 8-year span. She was smart. She didn't do it, because some of these serial people do it like they do it quickly, like once a week, once a month, something. No, she did this 3 people over an 8-year period. That to me, that's okay, Sarah. I was kind of giggling at that. If you would have seen me with this broom handle, you all would have giggled too. But I mean, like, boom, short work. Don't touch my stuff. Don't touch my cars. Don't touch my kids. Don't touch my, you know what I mean? Just don't touch nothing. But this house, that's why I made this. And it was kind of pretty, I have to tell you. But this cow, it was definitely a 90s. She did not change the 90s wallpaper, anything else, but she made the most of it. And it was kind of pretty, I have to admit. But it's like, oh my heck. But I can't do the I've heard bad things, and the typing. I don't know what that was all from. I don't know. I just don't even know. Yeah, it was terrifying. It was terrifying because we all were just standing around like, what is happening? This doesn't make any sense. What is happening? So no, I don't go to parties. I don't go to places. I'm just very cautious about places and people and things and, coming, that sort of thing. I mean, frankly, it makes me, and I've been telling Captain Harris about this right now, it makes me nervous to come to Massachusetts because of everything that's going on. All it takes is one of them to see, all it takes is one of them coming out and finding that I'm there and having a reason to hold me there. No, because I don't trust them. And I especially don't trust a lot of LE. And you know what I mean? There are many that I do. And there are good ones out there. And that brings me to this next story. There was a law enforcement officer, he was not a rookie, was called out to a house. Now, this house sat on the outskirts of town. I knew exactly what house this was. sat out on the outskirts of town, and they kept getting calls from this house, as in like 911 calls. Sorry. So, this police officer, and I knew him and I knew the house. So this police officer would go out there, he'd drive by, there would be a light on in the house. He'd go to the door, did no answer. That was it. Go back, nobody there, nothing. This went on for quite some time. Before you know it, it happened too many times. And some people went out there and they wanted to do a welfare check. Now, this police officer told me this, and I have no reason not to believe him. They walked in, and there was a man who had been sitting in a chair that was no longer, he was already in paradise. Let me say it that way. And the phone was on a stand right beside him. Of course, they called the EMTs, they called, backup, they called all this other stuff, but it was obvious that he was no longer there. And it had been no longer there. Thank you for using me for a bridge. It was obvious that he was no longer there for quite some time. There's a phone right beside it. One of the police officers picks up the phone, and there's no dial tone. So then they called the telephone company, and service hadn't been in that house at least for 12 years prior. There was no electricity in that house, and yet this police officer saw this lamp go on and off in that house. Obviously, he comes to me because I'm the resident, whatever. If you can't figure it out, maybe Zelda can. Hello. That's one of my darlings I could never figure out. That man was in that chair, and believe me, that evidently he had tried to call spirit, energy, tried to call, oh, Linda, I am too, my darling. I am too. I wish I could send Avon or anything through customs, because customs holds it. And I've already checked with Avon and they do that. And because I know you guys would love it. Anyway, evidently, he had tried to call and passed away in that chair. And they, for lack of payment, the electric was off, the water was off, he passed away in the chair, and the phone was sitting right beside him. And my only thing that I can say is this. Sometimes when there's a lot of energy, in stress, in bad situations, and the thing of it is, there was no foul play. They didn't find any foul play. It was just that he had passed away. And sadly, I think that it was just this very stressful, hard time, because every time that a phone call would come in, there would be no one talking on the other end of the phone. They would just hang up. So I wonder what was happening. Was he that alone? And it was stressful enough that his energy just kept looping. And I got to tell you, when there's anything, I don't know if he was there for 12 years, but it had been a long time. But if there was anything that I can say is that if anything especially happens around electric or any type of telephone or any type of anything like that, you can certainly, that energy like sucks it in. It grabs it. It just sucks it in. I don't think obviously, see, I'm not one of these, oh, his spirit's hanging around. It's all energy. It's physics. Because once you pass away and that silver cord breaks, you're out of here. God in his infinite wisdom can make exceptions. And I've seen that happen. But I've got another story. I'm going to tell you this story tonight. And it is, this is when I was 17, and it'll be in my book. One of my, not in the Seeing Crime book, but the other one, Help I'm Haunted. I have no idea, my darling, about PayPal or any of that. I know that there's been problems with it. I know. But anyway, when I was 17, my grandparents lived in a very rural farm area, that very, very nice area. And thank you, my darling. I appreciate it, Trish. So in this was a little farmhouse. It wasn't so little. It was very nice. But this is in Ohio. And this farmhouse had been there since the turn of the last century, early 1900s. Well, as time went on, we lived in this farm community that if you saw where there's a house and there's furniture, you just don't bother, right? You just don't know what other people are doing, and you just don't bother with it. But when I was 17, my grandfather wanted to lease some of the farmland from these people, and he knew who they were, but he didn't know where to get in touch with them. And he wanted to lease it because my grandpa raised show horses, and he would blue ribbon fair horses type things. So we went over there one time. Well, the front door was open. The house was furnished. My grandpa walks in. Hello? Hello? Is anyone here? Silent. Silent. So we're walking around the house. And we're not touching anything. The only thing my grandmother did was open the refrigerator. Why is it? You find an abandoned house and you open the refrigerator. It's almost as though you just, hey, there's a ghost in my house, but let's go to the refrigerator and find out what they've got here, right? I don't know. So we're walking around, and my grandma looks up the steps. And there's a big bureau in the hallway that was on legs. But there was a bead of light that was coming through underneath this bureau. And my grandmother said to my grandfather, "What is that? I've never seen that. Is there something? There's light coming through there." And my grandpa said, "That's just weird. I've never seen that before." My grandpa listen, my grandpa, wait a minute. I'm going to show you my grandparents. This is the psychic and hello, wrong one. The psychic and my grandpa. Here we are. He was a water witch. My grandmother was the psychic. This is them right when before they got married. Grandpa was 24 and my grandmother was just going on 18. This is them. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? That's her. They were standing by my grandpa's barn. I always said that they looked like Bonnie and Clyde. My grandmother didn't like that very well. So that's my grandparents. So I loved it. So anyway, we'll leave them up there for a minute more so you can take a good look at them. This was in the let's see, Grandma was born in 1917. So this had to be in the 30s, you know? So Grandpa was a farmer. I think they were going to town to get their wedding license or something like that. Thank you. And my grandmother always said that she looked like Claudette Colbert. We let her think so because I think she did too. But anyway, thank you. So my grandpa goes up under the little landing there because it was open. But there was a wall and then there was another room and it was kind of like a little bungalow house. So he goes up there. And he is moving. He's moving this bureau. I call it a bureau. This is like a wardrobe. That's really what it was like because it was like a wardrobe and Grandpa pushed it. There was a door behind it. And we just kind of looked. My grandpa opened the door and you could tell that the door had not been opened in a very long time because when Grandpa opened it, because there was one of those little latches on it, just those little finger latches. When Grandpa opened it, you could feel it go, kind of that, because it had been closed for so long. So Grandma went up first. I followed Grandma, and then Grandpa was behind me. What we saw when we got up there was this big room. It was open. There were some windows. And there were it looked like mosquito netting over a bed. Well, the next thing you know, we got to looking harder, and there was a woman in that bed who was sitting up. Her little arms were on pillows, and her hair had grown out. Now, this was in the 1970s, and her hair had grown out, was very, very long and very gray. And I couldn't catch my breath. My grandma grabs me and she says, "Come on, we're going downstairs." This is the first time I'd ever seen anything like that in my life. I took a big breath and we were downstairs. Grandpa would have done anything. And what I was going to tell you is Grandpa, if you want to know what my grandpa was like, it was Ben Cartwright. That was my grandpa. He was the man's man. That was it. So Grandpa did not get in the car. He got on one of the field horses because it was easier instead of going down through the lane and then making a left. And when my grandpa just lickety split through the fields and got to the next house and was able to call the police or the sheriff. The sheriff comes out, the same sheriff as I've talked to before. The sheriff comes out, and I think I was in shock. because like I said, I'd never seen anything like that before. And my grandparents knew who she was. So here's the story. They finally got her out of there. The family that was left came and they told the story of what happened. Now, this wasn't really a haunting, except that I was haunted afterward, because seeing something like that was just not on my bucket list for the summer. I was too worried. It was a Friday. We had a game that night. I was a cheerleader. I was dating one of the football guys, and I just didn't want to. I had other things to think about. So Grandpa, obviously, he rides back on the horse, blah, blah, blah. We're there, all this stuff. So the family finally comes and visits after they had taken this lady away and everything else. He finally comes to visit. And evidently the story is this. Back in the 1920s, I guess is when it was, there was some of the family was there from Arkansas. Some of the family was there from Kansas, I think, or some other place. Each year at a reunion, they would take this lady with them. One, they would either go to Arkansas, or they would go to Kansas, or they would bring her back or something like that. Well, they got into an argument. And each one thought that they had this lady with the other. And each one didn't realize that the others didn't have her. So she waited and waited. And I guess just had to wait long. And who knows when she passed away. The family was so distraught that this had happened. And it was literally, they got in arguments and that sort of thing, and each one of them left, and they thought that they went. That's the sad part. But each one thought that they had her. And the unfortunate thing, they did not. And she passed away. So then the house went up for auction. My grandpa wanted to buy it, but my grandmother didn't want to. Said she could never get over seeing that. And they knew the family, they knew who she was. And so that was it. My grandpa leased some of the farmland from them for a little while. But that was one of the stories. That's not a haunted story, but that's one of the stories. And it's very sad because those things happen. And, evidently these families didn't talk again. They didn't write letters again. They didn't talk. So either one of them, they thought that, it was just a big misunderstanding. And that was a very sad thing to be. Oh, she had been there for at least 45 or 50 years, is what the coroner said, because it was in the 70s. It was 1977, the summer of 1977 when we found her. So, and it was in the 20s. So it was like 50 years that poor lady had been there. She was left over an argument. This is kind of a weird, help, I'm haunted. You know what? Do you feel like dancing? Just tell me. Do you feel, oh, I'm sorry. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like kind of coming out of this and dancing, and then maybe I'll tell another story, and then I'll get a baked potato and we'll call it a night. Do you want to dance? It's been a little heavy. I think we can. Let me see. Well, first of all, let me tell you why the wardrobe was there. They didn't do that on purpose. They were going through the house and they wanted to get a piece of furniture because they thought it was her piece of furniture and a chair. And so they had to move the wardrobe out of the way and into the hall for them to get the chair down the steps. They ultimately never took the chair, but they never moved the wardrobe. So with that wardrobe being in front of that door, she couldn't get out. And that was unfortunate. Let's dance. That's been heavy. What is wrong with Zelda tonight? Well, she's heavy. Heavy? Hello, my darlings. Maybe the gypsy in me will come out very soon. I don't know. All right, here we are. Get ready. Get ready. I like this last one, so that's the one we're going to dance to. Adjust your sound, please. Turn it up. And here we go. Woo! Yeah! Butter with potato chips. That was good, wasn't it? Maybe I should just have a radio show for all of you who are driving late at night. Think about the road, right? Hello. I could be a Delilah. I love it. Thank you so much. I love the fact that you guys love to dance because you know what? That keeps our energy up. Let me go through because I have a lot of people. I want to thank Gnome Fairy. Hello, been here for a month. Has it been a month already? Wow. Kansas, the land of Oz. We represent, right? Hello. Let me see. Where did we leave off? There's my darling, a new member, Sarah in shock and horror. Oh my gosh, remember I've got to say this. I do not wish trouble on anyone because all the legal strife is horrible and horrific. But do you not miss those Karen Reed days where we were on here daily, we were reading daily, we were so mad at Higgy and Hanky Baby and selling, and we were 227 and we were ham sandwiches and dear jumping jollies. That was 2 years. And then when it was over, I remember when it was over, everybody kept saying, what are we going to do now? I got plenty to do, baby. You don't have to look at me and say, what are we going to do now? Because if you're here, we got plenty. Thank you so much, my darling. Look at this. Oh, what a sweet little froggy. Thank you so much for the gems. Thank you, my darling. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, look at this. Jewel, my darling. Thank you. So generous of you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Terry, a little floating heart. I wish I could see what they were because I've heard that they're quite beautiful. I wish I could. Give me a second. Jessica, bless your little sweetheart for sending that sweet epidemic. I don't know why I said that. That sweet, generous, beautiful. Let me look here. Okay. It's amazing to me. Everybody knows that I go live on Thursday, Saturday, and now Monday night. Nobody calls me until they know I'm live. Well, if you're seeing me, I ain't answering till I'm done. All right. Captain Jerry, Silver Star, thank you so much, my darling. Look at this, 200 gems. You know what? I really don't even know what this is all about, but I'm digging it. Thank you so much. I'm digging it. Thank you. It's very kind. Oh, look at this, 30 gems. Oh, gosh, flowers and floating hearts. I love it. Look, there's a Sunday. Oh, I love it. Turn it up. Yes. Thank you so much, my darling. Thank you. Thank you. Another flower. And there's sweet Aunt BB. 10 Lady Zelda gifted memberships. Thank you. Thank you. Seriously, that helps keep the channel going. It just helps me keep the channel going. Lady Zelda, can you tell everyone the Amityville story? I can. If y'all want to hear it, I can tell that tonight. I hope I didn't. Maybe I might still have the visuals. I hope I didn't get rid of them. I could show them to you. Let me see if I still have them. Thank you, Colleen, my darling. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. Listen, put a 1 in the chat if you want me to tell the Amityville story. Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to tell you. And I'm going to look to see if I still have the visuals. Oops, I went, but goodbye. Let me see. Amityville. Let me see. Where are those? There's the zombie. Oh, where are they? I may not have them. They were good. Oh, they were good ones. I still may not have them. I may have to look somewhere else. I don't want to look for those. I don't want to take up your time, but we'll see. Oh, let me see. I may have something here. Give me a second. I don't know about you, but I really dig that new disco music that I've got. Okay, let me see if I have any of those visuals. Because I always love to give you guys a visual effect. Well, and you know what? We're gonna change our background so we can get away from Crazy Lady. There we go. Look, isn't that cute? Yes, it is. It's so much better than Crazy Lady. And then we're going to change this other background too. Give me a second. Give me a second. Here we are. There we are. There we go. We're back in business now. We're back in business. Okay. Okay. Well, listen. Well, thank you so much for the kindness, the story, but I kind of do need. Wait, we need a fireplace on here. We need a fireplace. Where is it? Fireplace. Where are you? There we go. I'm going to turn him down a little bit so we don't compete with him. All right, there we are. Oh, look. Hello. Thank you, my darling Gloria. Bless you. That was so kind. There you go. I love all that music. I love it all. Thanks, Kelly. You're fire girl. Love that disco. Yes. All right, here comes that's right. We will never forget John O'Keefe. And I want you to know something. Nancy Guthrie is one thing on the still case. But remember, there is still. See, that's why I named it the still case, because sometimes things get still, but then there are still things that are not resolved, unresolved crime still. So while we have Nancy Guthrie over there, I can't wait. I cannot wait for you to see what I've got planned for John O'Keefe. So let's remember this. We see and hear all this stuff going. Hold on a minute. This, I don't know, somebody emailed me something is weird. Anyway, all this stuff going on with all these court cases, but let's not forget that there still is someone out there who took out John O'Keefe. And I'm not talking on a date. They gave him his ticket to paradise. Justice is still coming for John. It will still come. Thank you. And thank you so much, Terry. Thank you. No, you don't want to fire. Oh my gosh, no. Oh, I'm sorry. Look at this. Thank you, my darling. Look at you. Oh, look. I just love you, all of your beautiful profile pictures. Okay. Yes, Sebastian Rogers. I say Robbins. And I don't know why I say Robbins, but there is something that has Robin that has to, and I'm going to investigate that more. So I apologize for that. Have I seen the latest papers? Not today. In my opinion, it confirms OJO found out something big and he was silenced. Allegedly, supposedly, sort of, kind of, maybe. I've believed that. And I also believe that he was sort of kind of involved with Sandra Birchmore. Maybe we'll talk about all this on Saturday night. What do you think? I think we might. Amityville. It was September of 2016. I was with Shrek at the particular time. Don't ask, I know. I was having brain farts, and I just don't even know. But his parents, his mother and sister lived on Long Island. So we decided we wanted to go up there and visit. Well, yeah, we need to do the O'Keefe. We haven't done that in a while, so we will do that on Saturday night. So since I'm going to talk extensively about Nancy on Monday night, You guys are going to see a few things. I'm going to show you what I do with investigations. We'll do that later. Okay. September 2016, we go up to the Long Island. Was living in Tennessee. Drove straight through. I thought I was going to keel over. And got there. They were just, his mother was a wonderful person, and his sister too. So when I just didn't even get in the door, and lo and behold, I didn't even get in the door. Oh, sorry, it was thundering here. Didn't get in the door, and holy moly, she says, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here, because they knew what I did. And I wasn't that popular back then, but popular enough, I guess. So when I walked in, she says, oh my gosh, Zelda, I got to tell you, the Amityville house is for sale. What? It's for sale? Yes, it's for sale. Really? How much is it? $850,000. Too much, but okay. And she was a real estate agent. And I said, can you get us in? And she said, well, we need a proof of funds. I said, I'll make a few phone calls. I'll have you a proof of funds. Get us in. Let's see that house. And I said, but I do have to tell you, I have zero intention on buying that house right now. And she said, oh, well, yeah, that's okay. I really want you to see it. That's okay. I want to see it too. Okay, fine. So I had done a lot of research on that house to begin with. And I don't know, for those of you who know, I think it's 51 years ago, 52 years ago that happened at Amityville. I remember when it happened. So the day came and we were supposed to go. And it was a young man who took us there, scared to death. We parked in the driveway, and the weird thing about this is that the house has a shared driveway with a neighbor, and the neighbors don't like the current owners at all. And so we went up to the door, and I said, you know what, I think I want to see the boathouse first. She goes, oh no, you can't see the boathouse. I said, wait a minute. If I'm buying this joint, I want to see the boathouse. Oh no, I can't take you down there. Why? Now here's the gig. FEMA reassessed that whole area for flood zone, and their flood insurance has gone up to about $1,000 a month. Now that's on top of their mortgages, because they're in this little inlet type thing. And this, is in Amityville. So I said, okay, whatever. We're here to see the house. So he unlocks the door. Now the house is empty. Now it is cool in New York in September. It was kind of a warm fall day, but it was one of those that was just, you're on the edge of needing a sweater. You don't want to wear a t-shirt. You need a sweater or a light jacket. That's the way it was. So I had a really pretty sweater on. His mom had a blouse and a jacket on. Shrek, who knows what he had on. We walk in, and I made it into the foyer. Now, when you go into the foyer, I wish I could find those. It was so great. Maybe I tossed them. When you go into the foyer, the stairway goes right up in front of you, and then there's a landing and a window, and then it comes back, right? Another stairway, because it's 3 levels, and then there's another landing and everything up there. Well, the real estate agent didn't want to stay in there with us, and I'm like, aren't you going to show us around? He goes, no, you guys can go ahead. And he goes out and closes the door. So we get right up into where the stairway is, and Shrek starts acting weird. which is normal to a certain degree. Anyway, he starts acting weird and he starts saying, "Hello, demons." Because we had this big conversation about, the hauntings and was there a demon? What made Ronald DeFeo do this and, all this other stuff and blah. Pardon me. So we go up there and he says, "Shrek, here is the great and powerful Zelda. She is here. Demons, can you come out and see her?" And I'm like, "What? What?" And his mom is like, "What is wrong with you?" So then he starts running through the house. Now, there's one thing about this house I want to tell you. The stains of the red stuff are still in that house. Some of them won't come out. People have tried to paint and paper in some of these rooms. And if you ever saw some of the crime scene photos, bad. And it's no wonder. And the people that bought that after was, they bought it furnished. So they bought the beds along with it. Didn't buy the mattresses, but the same furniture was still there. So Shrek then he starts jumping around. And we all have brain farts. Okay, so there, Shrek was mine. So he's jumping around. "She's here, come and get her." And he takes off and goes up the steps. And you hear him, now the house is empty, the furniture is not there any longer. You hear him going back and forth, and his mom is looking at me like, "Has he gone off his rocker?" And I'm like, whatever. And I turned around and I said, I'm just going to get out of here. And I tried to open the door and the door wouldn't open. And I said, "Did he lock us in?" And she said, "I don't think so." And she came over and she was pulling on the door too. We were both pulling on the door. Well, his sister kind of got scared. She didn't want to come in and she was sitting in the car. So we went into the living room area and we were doing this out the window and trying to get her to come. She didn't see us. She was looking upstairs in the window, like this is how she looked. Looking upstairs, and I'm thinking, holy moly, what in the heck? So we go, and she goes, "What are we going to do?" And I said, "I don't know, but I'm hotter than heck in here." And she goes, "I am too." And she went over and looked at the thermostat. And she said, "Oh my gosh, it's like 83 in here." And I said, "Oh my gosh, I can't take off anything. I am so hot. I've got to get some air. I can't hack this." So we're hearing him. He comes blazing down the steps. He's in the front room and his whole face changed. He didn't look like himself, which that might have been a good thing, but he didn't look like himself. He was that, it was a evil look. I'm just going to say it was an evil look, more evil than he was. And his mom is in the front room and he's like, "She's here. Come and get her. She's here." And she's going up there and patting him on the back. Now, I'm thinking, oh, here we go. Now, you just, why don't you come and settle down? We need to be, finally, I'm like, "I'm out of here. You can stay in here. He's a nut. I'm out of here." And I'm pounding on this door. And all of a sudden I hear the knob, and the door opens right out. It's a real estate agent. I said, "Oh my gosh, we couldn't get out. Did you lock us in here?" And he said, "No, we didn't." And I said, "Why is it so hot in here? Why is the heat on? It is so hot." And he goes, "The heat's not on." He said, "The electricity is not on." I said, "Go look at this thermostat." And by this time he was like, "No, that's okay. That's okay. No, that's okay." And I said, well, can we go down and look at the boathouse? No, no, no. So we come out of there. Now, before we left, while Shrek was doing his thing, and Shrek is not a good name for him. The heat was not on. The heat was not on at all. But Shrek was not a good name for him. He looked like Shrek, all except he wasn't green. So as I'm standing there in the foyer, seeing Mama patting him on the back, on the railing coming down, I see these spiny, oh, hello. Why are you wet? Who are you? Shaggy, sitting in the sink. That's the house that used to have the eyes, and they replaced them. The current owners replaced the windows because they said there's too many. That's the number one house still in the world that people fly into to drive past. And believe me, if you even breathe on their front yard, they call the police and they arrest you for trespassing. The new owners. So yeah, I call him Shrek. He's always been Shrek. So I see these spindly. So let's pretend. What can we pretend? What do we pretend? Let's pretend this is the banister, okay? And I saw these spindly fingers. I don't have spindly fingers. Spindly fingers wrap around the banister, and I saw something's head start coming around to look at me. I wouldn't look at it. I wouldn't look at it. And then you could hear running upstairs. His mom looked at me and said, "Did the real estate agent come in?" And I said, "No. No. Didn't." And she said, "Well, who's upstairs?" She said, "It must be a real estate agent." I said, "Oh, it must be somebody still here. Who knows?" And she looks at Shrek and says, is somebody upstairs?" And he looks at me and goes, "Wouldn't you like to know?" I said, "I don't want to know anything that you're doing, pal." So that's then his mom was starting to freak out. And I was right by the front door and was trying to get out. And then that's when, but now listen, every time I go into a place like that, I ground myself. My right hand goes on the door jamb. If it's wooden, if it's not, no matter what it is, it goes on the door jamb. And I have an iron key other than the one I'm having right now. It's an iron safety pin that I pin on the inside of my blouse or something like that. And ain't nothing going to touch me. So I'm just going to say this. We finally go outside and his sister is sitting like this. The real estate agent goes, "Thanks." And he parked on the street, runs and gets in the car and whooshes off. And his mom said, "Well, you could probably go down and look at the boathouse now." I said, "I'm not going to go down and look at the boathouse now. Forget it. I'm just not going to go back. The thrill is gone." And I didn't know what to expect anyway. So now Shrek gets behind the wheel and his sister, her eyes are like this. And I said, "Well, Diane, what's wrong?" Oops, Diane. Hello, Diane, what's wrong? And she said, I said, "Did you see him upstairs?" And she said, "It wasn't him that I saw upstairs. Was looking out here at me." And I said, "Well, it's probably your brother because he has that weird look." She goes, "No, it wasn't him." Never did ask her. So we get out. We wanted to go to Montauk to look at the lighthouse from there. Fine. It's a little stretch of road. The car runs out of gas. And I don't know how because we had a full tank of gas when we went there, and it's not that far. And we were driving his mother's car. I was in the back seat. We ran out of gas. Well, there we sat along the road. It was getting dark. And he's out jumping in front of the cars. And I can't tell you how much. Never mind. I'm not even going to say it. There was a body of water. There's like an inlet there of water. And it's in a big flood zone now. So anything ever happens, FEMA's going to have a field day. So now, my darlings, somebody comes that give us gas. We're going down the road, trying to go to Montauk, because now it's closer to Montauk than it is going back the other way to Long Island. I guess we are on Long Island, wherever it was. We were. We go, and my thing was, I wanted to see where Ina Garten lived. That's all I want. I'm like, we've lost our light. Everybody's upset. I wanted to go past the Barefoot Contessa. I wanted to go to the Hamptons. Well, we did get to go. So finally, we get stopped at the lighthouse. And he's got such a weird look on his face. He's like, would you want to go up to the lighthouse? There's my Detective 1111. Hello, my darling. I love Ina too. I always wanted to do a little show called I'm an Ina and cook through her cookbook, like, they did, like Meryl Streep, or not. Yeah, what was that movie? You know which one. Anyway. So he said, would you like to go up to the lighthouse? And I'm going to tell you what, I was scared to death at him this time. And I said, no, I don't want to. And he said, oh, it looks really good when you're looking over the edge. And I'm going to tell you what. Right there, I thought, oh my heck. Julia, yes. I said, no, I don't want to. You can go ahead and go on up there. And his mom says, I'm exhausted. I said, you know what? I'm exhausted too. I just want to can we just get a snack? And how about a bagel? Do something, whatever. We go on the way back, and he starts swerving in front of trucks. And I'm sitting in the back seat, seriously praying, Lord, you got to get me out of this one. I am so sorry. I'm doing I am so sorry that I'm with him. Forgive me of anything and anything that I've done. Please take care of my kids. I want to see them again. If you're going to do anything, let him have it. Take the brunt for me. Thank you so much. And I'm just like, hello. His mom and sister were screaming. I'm just sitting in the back seat going, I cannot believe this. We finally get back to her house. We go in, and I'm not kidding. I got out of the car and fell right to my knees. Seriously, I did. Fell right to my knees and gave thanks that we were right there. They looked at me. I said, I didn't care. I was thankful that we got there. We got in the house. He was acting weird ever since. He worked for the post office. He was a driver for the post office. So we go back to Tennessee. And I wanted to see Gettysburg. We go through Gettysburg, and of course I'm seeing things, getting tapped on, whatever. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh my goodness, why can't I just have one of these, a good-looking lieutenant or captain, pick me up and take me home, right? Your mind starts going this, because we had a long way to go. There's a long way to go from Pennsylvania from Gettysburg down to Knoxville, Tennessee. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, I'm driving. I drove home, and I'm going to tell you what, I was so tired. And here's the thing, when you're with somebody like that, you can't say, I'm just going to fly back. Fine, you fly back. But when I get there, you better be out on the street. That kind of stuff happens. And for me, it's just better to avoid. Now, we get back, and he never was the same. He was kind of a nasty to begin with, but he never was the same. One day, he comes home with a lunch paper bag and says, this belongs in my side table, and I don't want you to know what it is. And I'm thinking, oh, okay. I had an idea what it was. And I think most of you probably do too. And I thought, I'm going to get it. He's going to take me out. I'm going to get it. And I need to do everything that I can to get out of here. I called my boss, and you know what? The timing was just wrong. I had a bonus to come in. It wasn't coming. My son was working in southern Georgia. I mean, there was, seriously, I had cats. It wasn't like I could just pack up a few things and go. I was not going to leave them behind, because he kept threatening Sammy anyway, which I know he just did it to hurt me. He wasn't going to hurt her. But you know how that is, right? So I just did everything to keep the peace. We got into a very bad argument, and I went to bed. And during the middle of the night, in the wee hours of the morning, I heard a large explosion in my head. And I thought, he has done that to me. That was the first thing I thought of. I've been pewed. And I couldn't open up my eyes. And finally, as I rallied, I was able to catch my breath, and I sat up to go to the bathroom and fell by the bed. Fell on the floor. And I laid there. I tried to get my phone. I tried to get him. He got up, came around the bed, looks at me, went in the bathroom, took his shower, ate breakfast while I laid there, and he got ready to go to work. Before he left, he saw my phone, and he kicked it on the floor, and he kicked it just far enough away that I couldn't really get it. And he looked at me and said, yeah, right, Captain? He looked at me and said, I think you've had a stroke. You better call 911. Sorry, I gotta go to work. And smiles, this evil smile. And I thought, oh, you're not going to get the best of me, pal. So then my son starts calling. And by this time it was noon. And no, it was about 10 o'clock in the morning. And I could not get close to the phone. And I remember the cats were all sitting there looking at me like, you can do this, you can do this. You know, they were looking at me like. And finally, I was able to inch, and I was able to hit the enter button on the phone, and I couldn't say anything. I couldn't talk. I was like, I couldn't talk. And Ian was on the other end. He said, Mom, are you okay? I couldn't talk. Next thing you know, Ian says, Mom, hold on, I'll be right there. Now, Ian was working as a manager at Walmart, clocked out, walked out, said, I'm sorry, my mom's in trouble. I gotta go. He didn't know what happened. He didn't know, because Shrek was such a so-and-so. He did not know what was happening or what happened to me and what was going to happen. And that's why he just took off. It was a 5-hour drive, and Ian made it there in 3.5. And when he got there, he broke the door open to get in and saw me. And by this time, I had rallied to get up a little bit better. And he sat me up. And of course, I was just a mess. And he sat me up and he looked, and I made a gesture. Was I, pew-pewed? And he said, no. And he said, I'm calling an ambulance. Well, no, because we were just 2 miles from the hospital. And I said, no, you've got to take me. And I swear it was this Amityville house. Something jumped on him. And that's why you've got to be careful, because this guy was an a-hole to begin with. I'm just going to tell you. And someone like that who doesn't care for anything, anybody, and including himself, that type of energy, an evil, demonic energy, will jump on somebody that quick. So my son takes me to the hospital. We go right in to the ER, and they found out that I had had several of those whisper strokes. And it's a wonder that I can even talk now. I was in there and intensive care for 7 days. He would not let my son stay, and he wouldn't have wanted to stay with Shrek anyway. So what happened was Shrek kept texting my phone while I was in the hospital and said, I don't know where you are, but I need some money. There's no food here. What are you going to do about it? When's your bonus going to come? Well, I knew what that was all about. He was trying to push it to the end, because I knew a few things about him and still do. I took a picture of me and my arm. No, it wasn't. It was the stress from him. It was not anything from that, because I was protected. It was him. I took a picture of the IVs in my arm and sent it to him. And it was the stress from being with him and the overload of stress. And from that moment, Ian stayed until that day. So finally, it had come that Ian had a friend that came up and stayed too. And I was finally starting to be okay. And I had got through some speech therapy, and I was doing very well. And he said, it was a holiday weekend or something for him. And he said, oh, you got that money? And I said, no, my money didn't come. Sorry. And even if it did, he wouldn't have got any. I said, my money didn't come. He went down to the corner store, which was about 0.7 of a mile. He got, I guess, 2 12-packs and had one half down by the time he got home. He was slugging them. His eyes were bulging in his head. He came home. I saw the pictures. Putting fist through walls. Now, was he like this before we went to Amityville? The answer is no. He was not. He was a butthole, but he wasn't like this. And so it was horrible. And because his whole face changed, and even his kids, people around him said his face changed. So during this whole thing, he was yelling and screaming, and Ian came out and said, what are you doing? Why can't you just calm down? And of course, he goes up to hit my son. And I said, oh no, that's not going to happen. There's my sweetheart, Kevy Kev. Hello, my darling. How are you? Isn't this the happiest little fellow? Hi, darling. Hi, hi, hi. My darling. Hi, hi, hi. Well, I can tell you what. I sure as heck didn't have a broken heart over this guy. I couldn't get out of there fast enough. But I think that my son had to be there. And I think, because sometimes when you're in a mess and you think, why is this happening? Sometimes I have to take a look at it and think, maybe it's really a bless. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe this mess is disguised as really a blessing. Because would I have been motivated to get out of there as quickly as I would? Probably not. Probably not. And I knew I was going to be okay. And that's just the way it was. But things escalated. And I was afraid somebody was going to get really, really, really hurt. I was able to jump out of the house. Gosh, if you guys would have seen me, hello. It's been years but the place he lived in had a railing, and I went right out of that, and I jumped right over the railing. Like in the movies. I don't know what the heck. I didn't even go down the steps. I just jumped over the railing and went to the, it's amazing what you can do when adrenaline, hello. Went to the neighbors, and the neighbor was a former Vietnam veteran who loved Ian and I. Well, he came out there and he goes, he's not going to do anything to you. And I'm like, okay. He came out, and this guy, the Vietnam vet, says, you need to get your butt settled down. We called the cops. I'm running down the street for the cops. And they arrested him. They took him away, and that was the first night rest that I had had. And it was so funny. The next day, I called my boss, and I explained what happened. And he said, we wondered why we didn't get to hear from you, whatever, because it was one of those things that every time I got on the phone, he would cause a ruckus. Like I would go in another room to make a phone call that was business. And, a lot of you know that I was in the mortgage business, and I was in the finance business. I wasn't in the mortgage, it was the finance business at this time. So I went through there, my darlings, and seriously, every time I get on the phone, he would bust into the room. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not a person for foul language if you're just going to use it, right? Has a little bit of creativity behind it. And then I can smile. But he was one of those that just did that. I'd had enough of it, so I didn't even call my boss. So I called my boss after Shrek got arrested. And he was in for about 2 days. It was a weekend. He was in there for about 2 or 3 days, and they made him go to his son's house. So we had a few nights of peace. And I told my son, now it's time to go. So I called my boss, and I said, I'm serious, because if I don't get out of here now, I'm going to be going out in a box. He said, check your bank account in 2 hours. And I did. And he had sent me enough for Ian and I to move, get out. We got a U-Haul. I drove the U-Haul. We went up through the Great Smoky Mountains at 3 o'clock in the morning. We saw all the elk. Ian followed me in a truck, and we came into this condo that I'm in right now. And I'm going to tell you what, that was an experience. And I blame it all on Amityville House. I take a lot of responsibility. Should have left beforehand. But that evil that was in that house, whatever was that little hand coming over like this on the banister, it was when he went upstairs. Thank you, my darlings. Look, I'm okay. Thank you. It was horrible, but this is something that I don't dwell on. And maybe some of you out there may be going through a similar experience. I just want you to know that you can depend on you. You can depend on you. And you got to get in the right mind frame. And that's exactly what I did. Because I'm okay now. I'm here for a reason. And I just want you to know, right? He's lucky he didn't end up with a little souvenir himself. But it wasn't long after that he got married and moved off. And I'm happy for him. I want him gone, out, because look, I'm living the best life ever. And for any of you who never think that you can, it's never too late. Never ever. It's never too late. But I don't want you to feel sorry. I want you to celebrate the fact that I made it through and that I had my eyes opened and that I've got the beautiful son that I do have. But, right? Good riddance. That was evil. And that was the personification of evil when it gets a hold. Now listen, the guy is a major alcoholic. And that type of thing, major alcoholism, major alcoholic, evil, demonic, can jump on that quicker than what you know. Quicker than what you know. You have to love yourself enough to know when you can stand up for yourself and when you can't. And you have to love yourself enough to know that when it's time for you to go, that you don't look back. And I didn't. That's why I've always said, I would rather, if you ask me, people ask me, why are you in the paranormal? This exactly. Because, my darlings, you can see exactly what human beings do. We hear about it, we live it every day. And it's horrible. We're survivors. That's why we're here. And I don't know about you, but I feel like dancing. Do you guys want to dance before we leave? I hope that helps you. I hope that helps someone out there. Stay away from, I'm sorry, if there's an alcoholic and they're getting after you, you better be careful, because if something can jump on that person, like it jumped on Shrek, put a 1 in the chat. Shall we dance? Shall we dance? Coles, my darling, you hang in there. You can do it. Let's dance. Let's dance. Let's get rid of the heavy, and then we're gonna then we have to say goodnight, because I think I want a baked potato, and I don't know who's open where I can get one. All right, here we are. Get ready. Should we do a short one or a long one? Long is 1, short is 2. Long is 1. Long is 1, short is 2. Kev, you are a darling, my darling. You are a darling. I agree. I forget even what I said. Long, 1 is long, 2 is short. 1 is long, 2 is short. You want to do a short one? I don't even know what I said. Get the disco ball. 1. Okay, let's get out the disco ball. Oh, I'll listen. I'll always get a baked potato. Tomorrow's another day, right? Dancing is really important. No, listen. It's only a minute difference. We got a minute. I got a minute. Let's do this, my darlings. Get ready, because here we go. We're dancing. Just sound, everyone. Let's go. Yes. so much. Listen, it just wants to keep dancing. We've got to sing happy birthday to Kathy. Today, as I have cat hair in my mouth. Today, Kimberly, I would take are you flying or driving? If you're driving, take your rice jar with you. I think rice jars are important. I would take mine with me if you've got room and if it's safe, I think it would. Here we go, everybody. Let's sing happy birthday to Kathy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kathy. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Woo, Kathy. Woo, yes. Happy birthday, my darling. There you go. There you go. Oh, hello. What happened? Anyway, happy birthday. We're so glad that you spent it with us. We're so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh and sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Forgive my voice, it's not too good tonight, but we're going to sing anyway. That's what it's all about. My darlings, thank you so much for being here. I love dancing with you guys. That's so much fun. Saturday night, we're going to be talking about what's going on in Canton, Massachusetts. Look out. There's a lot. And then, look at this man here. And then we are going to, Monday night, I'm going to ask you a favor. Monday night is my first live stream on my new channel, The Still Case. And if you could come and just spend 1 hour consecutive, even if you put it on in the background, even if you can't do it and you do it later, even if you can't do it and you do it later, if you could just please do me. And the reason I'm asking you this is why. Thank you, Kevy. I am very close to getting monetized on that channel, and it's very quick. I started that channel on July 5th. Today is the 23rd. We're going live on the 27th. That's like, what, 12 days? Something like that? I don't even know. But if you could, all I lack now is the watch hours, and I'm almost there. And believe me, tickety boom. Because, I guess this is my job, even though I do the psychic dances and the psychic readings and the psychic dances. What's a psychic dance? Anyway, I'm here. And that would really help me. And that helps me to bring you more. And I appreciate you so very much. There are some people who have sent some things. Hello, over here, Petey, making noise. Let me see. Let me see. Oh my gosh. Oh, my darling, here we go. Thank you for being here and your generosity. Thank you so much. And look at the gems. Oh my gosh. You guys these are so cute. I don't even know what they look like. I don't even know how to send them to anybody else if you want to know the truth. But thanks for becoming a YouTube member. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, my darling, for the gems. Thank you. Thank you. There we are again. Canada, 600 gems. Thank you. Sparkles. These are so wild. Oh my gosh, look how beautiful you are, Chloe. 10 gems. Thumbs up. Thank you. Floating hearts. Thank you, Mom. I love it. Super chat. Thank you so much for your generosity. Marigold. Thank you, my darling, as well. And more sparkles and more flowers from this sweetheart. Let me see here. Oh, okay. Let me see. I think, Jessica, I've already, thank you. Somebody else sent a And anonymous, I don't know how you even do that, but anyway, it is what it is. Let me see. You sent that, and then we have a new member here. Hi, Melinda. Welcome. And thank you so much for the gems and the sparkles. Love you back, my darling Ruby. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sparkles, thank you, thank you. I also want to thank each and every one of you. I can't wait to see you on Saturday night. Does it count if I put the ones you have up now on repeat while I sleep? Does it give you? Yes. If you go to the channel there now and you repeat those, I think I have 3 or 4 videos up now. If you just repeat those or loop those, yes, it will help. It definitely helps. So thank you so much. Linda, thank you. You're so funny. I love watching. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Terry says, we have such a beautiful chat, and don't we, though? Listen, I just got to tell you this. I am just so thrilled that we are out of Mercury retrograde right now. But listen, watch the court cases, because we've got another 2 days of that 1-2 punch where Mercury just doesn't want to let go. And we're going to see a lot of the court cases and a lot of truth come. I mean, it's like Mercury going, oh, I don't want to let go. Take that. That's Mercury right now, my darlings. That's Mercury. And that is too. I don't smoke, but hello. That's me. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are wonderful. I want to thank True Oracle for being here. I want to thank my beautiful mods, because they're endless, beautiful people. And hold on. We've got Roxy here sending a sun balloon. Bless you, Roxy. You're so adorable. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my darling. Thank you. Thank you. So, my darlings, get ready. Oh, Angel, honey, it's going to be okay. Sparkles. Oh, it's Massachusetts pronounced sparkles. Okay. Well, you know, I'm a talker. I'm a talker. I didn't get my blowout. Hello. I'm a talker. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we're going to do the outro, and then you're going to see the other outro, and all of you can say goodbye to each other and to me. Okay. So get ready. We're going to do that right now. You guys are wonderful. No wonder I love coming on here so much. Somebody asked me the other day, why do you stream so much? Why not? Hello. We have a good time when we're here. Get ready, my darlings. Here comes the outro. And if I can find it, I might not be able to. Here we are. Here's the outro. And then we get to see the rest. Thanks, my darlings, for everything you do for me, for being such good supports. I appreciate you. You be well, and you have a good, well, Friday, and I'll see you Saturday. Bye for now. And so the lantern fades, but the shadows remain. This story may end here, or perhaps it's only just begun. See you soon.